edition of Market Fatafat. If it's the first time that you're watching, well, this is the show where we give you a daily dose of all that's buzzing away, some interesting technical trends as well, and it promises to be peppy as well as keep you up to speed with all that you need to know in the markets today. Well, first up, the markets aren't looking all that encouraging. We've ebbed off from the kind of highs and resilience that we've been seeing these past few trading days, 10,793. Let's bring on board our team of research analysts who are all standing by, ready to run us through all of the stocks that stand out in trade today. Not just that, we have Kunal Bothra as well as Rajesh Palviya joining in on the technicals. Well, let's get down to business and run you through all of the stocks that are active in trade today. Kunal, why don't you do the honors? It's Jagran that's standing out from the media space. What's the buzz here?
Well, honestly, if you look at Jagran Prakashan, it has gone ex-date post this entire buyback. In fact, in terms of Jagran, we're seeing the stock pretty much under pressure. They have proposed a buyback of close to 293 crore shares. 293 crore is the entire amount, and a buyback of 1.5 crore shares. I guess that's the reason that the stock is under pressure is possibly because of it going ex-date.
Okay, going ex-date, and that's what's keeping Jagran under pressure today. That's the first buzzer for us at 150. Moving right on, no surprises to guessing that we're talking pharma today, and can't help it, Kunal, 7 straight days on the trot and Cadla's in the green.
Absolutely, and these pharma stocks are just gaining good momentum steadily and steadily as well. The 7th straight day of gains for Cadla, and look at the price recovery in the last 1 week, 1.5 week. I would now sense that these stocks are now making it come back above the just 1 moving averages. For Cadla, that level is closer to 420. So I believe over the next 1 week or we should see the stock heading to that 420 mark.
So there's more upside in store. That's what Kunal is saying, and the rally can clearly continue. The stock could cruise past levels of about 420. Well, a very impressive move, and can't ignore this name. Well, let's pull up a stock from the PSU banking space that's making headlines today, and that's Canara Bank. In fact, they're looking to raise close to 7,000 crore rupees in FY19. This is going to be by various means, including a rights issue and a QIP as well, that the board has decided. In fact, they are looking at the necessary approvals for the same, and on the back of this, the fundraising plans seem to be set in place, 7,000 crore rupees all in all. But under pressure in trade today at 274. Moving right on, fundraising plans for a real estate company as well. Overall Realty. Pranay, what are the details?
Well, yes, the company's QIP has opened, the floor price for which has been set just a hair under 503 rupees a share. Currently, the stock is down about 3%, but through this QIP, it will be able to raise close to about 1,100 crore rupees to fund its ongoing projects.
The fundraising plans are clearly set in place for Overall Realty, and the price has been fixed, the floor price at about 509. Moving right on to mid-cap IT then. What's the verdict coming in from Citi on Mindtree? Neelu, run us through the details.
Not a very good day for IT stocks here. Mindtree is another stock which is under pressure as Citi initiates coverage, and it has downgraded the stock from a neutral stance to a sell stance with target price of around 970 per share. It feels that the business recovery has already been priced in, and plus consensus ethos builds in the turnaround. So you can see that the stock has been falling for the second consecutive day today.
Okay, clearly under pressure. That's Mindtree, which is not looking good in trade today, and rightly so given that kind of a report that's come about. Downgrade to sell. Moving right on, Tata Global Beverages. That stock is showing strong volume, strong price activity. I want to understand what the technical outlook is from you, Rajesh.
Yeah, Tata Global before last 10 days consolidation mode. Now stock is trading up all its important moving areas. So I think that stock is like here to this side. So my recommendation would be one can hold the stock because of 70, and I am expecting that stock can rally towards 25 to 19%.
Can't really hear him clearly, but nonetheless the view is that the stock is given a breakout after a consolidation of the last 10 days, and he expects a target of 285 to 290 on Tata Global Beverages, a stop loss at 270. Moving right on, big news maker of the day, and the ET Now news break has been confirmed. Vivek with Dish TV.
Well, that's right, Avan. Avan, we told you yesterday that how the big bull Rakesh Palviya himself had entered in a block deal in this TV, and the post-market hours when the bulk deal data came out of the exchanges, it was confirmed, the news was confirmed. Today morning, the management spoke to us, told us about how confident they are with their business plans. Come FY19, they believe that 8 to 10% revenue growth is something that they would be able to achieve quite easily, and which is why we're looking at the stock up for the second straight session.
Okay, that stock is clearly a mover in trade today. Lots of marquee names showing conviction in the stock. We spoke to the management, who's optimistic about the future prospects as well. Well, time to shift gears, and yes, it's clearly not a great day for TCS. Yesterday we were talking about the stock buzzing away in anticipation of the all-important buyback announcement that's set to take place tomorrow. Today, Macquarie has come out with a report on the company. They are maintaining a neutral stance on the stock with a target price at 16 100 thereabouts. In fact, they're talking about a 10.8% growth in FY19, and they believe that the stock trades at a 19 times FY20 EPS, and the preference would be TCS at last in terms of the pecking order. So it's HCL Technologies, Infosys, and TCS next. 17.99, that's where the stock is currently at. Moving right on to Suven Life Sciences, and let's understand why this stock is buzzing today. Puna. In fact, if you look at the entire pharma pack, Avan, we're seeing a pretty much of an uptrend in this entire sector. However, Suven has been up at least in the last 6 trading sessions. Recently also we did see MK in fact initiating coverage on Suven Life, and also we did see one of the key units of which is Pashmalan unit, which has successfully completed the US FDA inspection, and possibly and hopefully we do see better US growth coming into at least from the second half. So watch out for this stock. Okay, watch out for this stock in trade today. Very smart trends is what you're seeing, and MK as well has initiated coverage. Moving right on then to a volume buzzer from mid-cap metals basket, and that's Nalco's that.
Yes, we are seeing a decent traction in the stock. Mind you, the trend for metal space, Avan, is not very positive, and I'm talking position not just from today's perspective. But some of the names like SAIL and Nalco have been bucking the trend. Nalco has been consolidating in a range, and why today I've selected Nalco? Because there is just 2 to 3% built up in future segment, but volumes in cash market and futures are very strong, and despite other metals not doing anything special, this stock is up by around 2% or so, or more than that. And we are seeing decent volume action, which means it's more of buying which is taking place.
Okay, watch out for Nalco, 2.5% higher as we speak. Meantime, another newsmaker today, and stock number 11 is ICICI Prudential, Pranay.
Yes, ICICI Bank is selling about 2.87 crore shares in its subsidiary, which is about 2% of the equity. This is in line with the company's stated policy that ICICI Bank will be monetizing its stake partly in its group-held companies from time to time. This is basically to offset some of the pressure that we've seen on its book, and also for the growth capital. This ICICI Bank will see its holding come down from 55% to 53% as a result.
Okay, clearly a newsmaker, and ICICI Bank selling shares via a block deal. That's the big thing. Moving right on, we keep the countdown going with all the stocks that you need to keep on your radar, and ICICI Securities sure is finding favor with CLSA today.
Well, that's right. CLSA is extremely bullish on ICICI. In fact, have a look at the target price. Over 40% upside is the kind of target that they have kept on ICICI Securities. They're actually saying that the company would be able to provide over a 21% profit CAGR over the next 3 to 4 years, and this is something that is keeping their EPS estimates quite elevated. The other thing to watch out for, they believe that ICICI Securities is being able to use the parent brand ICICI Bank's extremely wide reach to actually go ahead and get in more inflows, more fund flows. They're also saying that the company's daily turnover is higher than that of the BSE, and which is why they believe that ICICI Securities is very well placed to capture the market going forward.
Alright, that's ICICI Securities for you. Moving right on, Neelu, Adani Transmission is rallying in trade.
Yes, Avan, as you see that it received a letter of intimation from REC Transmission to maintain, own and operate all the transmission projects in UP, and with this the cumulative network transmission of Adani would increase to 12,500 circuit kilometers, which out of which 9,000 circuit kilometers already operational. So that is a very big positive for Adani Transmission, and you can see that the stock is rallying with good trades.
Okay, it certainly is 1% higher on Adani Transmission. Moving right on to number 14, Pranay, and let's understand what's going on with Cipla.
Well, the Ugandan unit is exploring the possibility of an IPO. In fact, Cipla has already hired a merchant banker for the same, and we will see details or clarity coming on that in the forthcoming weeks. Also, it has received USFDA approval for isoprol injection, so that's an important drug for it when it comes to the US market.
Okay, clearly a stock that's in the news for the right reasons at Cipla for you, holding out quite smartly in trade today. Moving right on then, Tech Mahindra, and what's the trend coming in on this one today, Scott?
Great day for IT names. The series has a view on Mindtree, but Tech Mahindra is also one of the stock which is losing substantially into this trading session. 2% down, 6% rising open interest, clearly short formation, and volumes in both the segments are high. So that means there is some selling, and not just selling, there is some short formation as well.
Okay, some short formations there. Tech Mahindra is moving in tandem with the rest of the IT pack, and it's clearly a thumbs down today at 698. Moving on, it's anything but for Dr. Reddy's, at least when it comes to CLSA's report on the company. In fact, they're upbeat on pharma as a whole. They believe that Sun Pharma is the best play on account of the revival in the US. The specialty pipeline is nearing monetization, and Dr. Reddy's is another stock on their radar where they've got a buy and a target of 2260. They believe that the US recovery is contingent on timely approvals, and it could be a high-risk, high-reward play. So some of these pharma stocks continue to hog the limelight. NBCC as well. What exactly is the trend that you're seeing here, Kunal? Do you believe that we could see some of this sort of a move on the downside accelerate?
So yes, Avan, I think the stock is on the verge of a 1 year support level breakdown. 85 was nothing as a support over the last 1.5 years. But look at the chart patterns overall. In the last few weeks, the stock has been taking a good amount of selling pressure. So if it breaks this 85 mark, which is now a very key support, a multi-month, multi-year support, I believe we could see some accelerated selling pressure for NBCC. So that's one stock which is short-term. Today should keep it under his short selling list.
Okay, that's a short selling candidate. NBCC for you could see more pressure. Moving on, Havells then. What's the word here, Vivek?
Well, very, very interestingly, HSBC has come out with a note as far as Havells is concerned, and this time around, after a while, you're actually seeing a brokerage getting quite positive on the Lloyd brand. They believe that, even in the inverter AC, Lloyd brand has seen quite strong acceptance from the customers, and they believe that this is something that is actually going to help Havells get much more market share, and they believe that Havells will be able to garner much more revenues. Remember, when Havells used this cash flow to enter the Lloyd brand, a lot of analysts were quite skeptical about entering into a margin business that was not as good as Havells, but HSBC at this point of time is seeing a very strong business outlook and maintain the target price at a little over 660 rupees a share.
It's a strong outlook from HSBC. Havells is not really taking heed to that. Nonetheless, the business fundamentals definitely intact. Rajesh, let's move right on to talk about a stock that's struggling at a 10-month low. That's Dalmia Bharat. What does an investor do at the current juncture?
Yeah, well, if you look at the chart pattern of Dalmia Bharat, it's forming the lower top, lower bottom formation on the daily chart, and even if you look at the weekly chart, it has given the breakdown of its multiple weekly support at 2550 level. So I feel if its stock continues to remain below 2550 level, then possible lower side target we can see towards 2385 to 2360 level in the coming days. So one can remain short and one can wait to buy the stock.
Okay, that's the word coming in on Dalmia Bharat, expected to fall further to 2,385 to 2,360. That's the call coming in. Meantime, Aditya Birla Capital, and what is Edelweise's note on the stock, Abuna?
Well, pretty much a positive note one on Aditya Birla Capital. In fact, they do have a target price of 199, which is an over 40% jump from the current levels. In fact, Aditya Birla Capital is a diversified play in terms of the NPFC housing finance business, the AMC business, and it has been growing pretty much steadily across all the verticals wherein it is present, with the market share being at least in the top 5 players in terms of the overall market share in the respective businesses. And also there is a possibility that they do further grow in all the business fairly strongly going ahead as well. As such, Edelweiss does have a target price of nearly around 199.
Alright, that's the view coming in. Clearly a positive one. AB Capital getting a stamp of approval. Triveni Engineering, meantime, is another newsmaker today, Neelu.
Definitely, Avan, as it incorporates a wholly owned subsidiary called Mathura Wastewater Projects or Management, which will be which has been incorporated to implement the project worth 483 crore, which has been awarded to it by Yamuna Pollution Control by UT Jal Nigam, and that is the reason you can see that the stock has been took off really well in the morning, but right now is currently under pressure.
Alright, that's the view coming in on a pretty volatile candidate in trade today, just about flat as we speak. Meantime, Kansai Narolac, what's the trigger here? They're looking at starting some new plants. The stock is looking a bit tempered, Pranay.
Yes, actually it's been a while since paint company have been expanding production. They're waiting for demand to revive, and that is starting to show its signs. So companies are just starting with their expansion, and Kansai Narolac has just commissioned production at its Gujarat plant. You will see in the coming months expansion plans being announced by its peers. Today the stock is trading a little soft though.
Okay, a little bit tempered for sure. That is Kansai Narolac for you. Well, we're nailing it down to the last few stocks that you should keep on your radar, and from the large cap banking space, it's HDFC Bank on account of the FDI boost for sure for now.
That's right. In fact, if you look back, around December 2017 itself, board had approved a capital raising of nearly around 24,000 crore. We did see cabinet approving this entire 24,000 crore of FDI into HDFC Bank. To know that board had also stated that 8,500 crore would be that preferential allotment to HDFC Limited itself. To know the post this entire capital raising, we do expect it to be completed in very soon, hopefully within this month itself. But it would raise the book value per share by around 16 to 17 odd percent, net worth by around 22 odd percent, and the stock will be trading somewhere around 3.3x FY20 price to book post this entire capital raising. It would be positive, certainly from a long-term perspective, as it would gain market share.
Smart mover, steady as she goes. That's HDFC Bank for you at 2037. Meantime, Glenmark is down in the session today, up by about 0.5%. Stuff.
Well, yes, but then, story during the day was a bit different, Taiwan. If you look at the stock in detail intraday, then first half an hour was not so good. It was down by 1.5%, 2%. Then we are seeing an intraday bounce back, and look at the built up 12 to 14% rise in open interest, and volumes are also pretty high. And we know the trend in pharma is positive. So all these opportunities of dips, people are using it to buy, and that's it. That's what is getting reflected in volumes and the open interest, and that's why it's in the list of
Okay, yes, that's the reason that the stock is in focus today. A volatile candidate for sure. Meantime, Tata Steel, what exactly is the latest with the ThyssenKrupp JV, Vivek?
About how the entire deal structure is very re-looked at. In fact, valuations were something that were a concern for two very large shareholders of the Tata Steel Group, of the ThyssenKrupp in fact. And what now happened is that Tata Steel is said that they are open to discussing and renegotiating the entire deal. Again, emphasizing on the fact that how important this particular deal would be for them to continue their operations in the UK. And the other thing to watch out for is that they've also clearly stated they may give more equity in the JV to ThyssenKrupp. So Tata Steel, once the entire valuation is complete, may not be getting as good a deal as they were getting earlier.
Okay, clearly that continues to remain a big question mark and a bit of an overhang on the stock, if you will. The stock continues to remain in the red, flat as we speak at 567. Number 26 then, Kunal, we want to get in a technical take on Amara Raja batteries. What's the word at 760?
So for the last few months, the stock was trading at 800, 850 odd zone, trading above the 200 moving averages as well. But recent charts suggest the stock has suddenly gone to weaker sort of a trend. It's now on the verge of breaking the 750 key support.
and this could be a multi-month support for the stock price. If it breaks this level, I believe that you could see a sharper correction happening and the stock will come back to say 700, 660 kind of a zone. So I think the 750 mark on MI as a battery should be watched into, and if the stock breaks those levels, I believe a short-term trade should look out for opportunity of taking fresh shots.
I hope you've taken note. That's the technical take on Amara Raja batteries. Meantime, to what InvestSec has to say about BSE. They maintain a buy with a target price at 1270, so a long-term thumbs up. They believe that several levers will support the revenue momentum for the company. Significant investments have gone into the franchise, which will work in favor. And there's attractive valuations with limited downside. So lots of reasons to bet on BSE. Rajesh, let's talk about HCL Technologies as well from the IT pack today. We've discussed most of the stocks, but HCL certainly stands out.
Yeah, if you look at the HCL Tech, since last 3-4 weeks, stock has found support action at around 890 and 900 level. And now stock is on the verge of being breakout of its consolidation zone. So if the stock manages to cross this 938 level, so I feel that stock will rally towards 955 to 980, which is again like as a hurdle. So if you are holding the stock, you can book profit around 955, 980 zone in the highest.
Okay, that's a technical take. HCL Technologies believes that the stock merits a hold. Moving right on, let's talk about L&T as well. There's been some order wins and Morgan Stanley's upbeat, Neelu.
Yes, Avana's L&T wins order worth 1,391 crore across its hydrocarbon, water and effluent business, as well as Morgan Stanley came out with a report with the target price of 1,786 for it, and they feel that L&T is benefiting out of India's capex journey, which has accelerated, and they feel that L&T is the best way to play on this acceleration. So that is the reason the stock, there's a lot of positive news around the stock, but stock is currently under pressure.
Okay, and last but not least, it is Bharti Airtel from the telecom space, and it's not really ringing in very strong gains today either, Suraj.
Well, on backdrop of what's happening in this sector, it's not a bad thing to happen that it's not doing anything, Avan. If you look at the telecom pricing issues, that is the competition, previously Idea and Bharti have reacted to already on the downside. That reaction is not coming despite competition heating up. Yes, you are right that in cash market nothing is happening, neither volume, neither price action. But look at futures open interest. 14% rise in open interest in a large cap stock like Bharti, which is very liquid in future segment, and the stock is not reacting negatively. That means someone is accumulating this stock because they feel that it is not reacting negatively now to this competition news. So that's a positive for stock.
Okay, thanks very much for that, and to the entire team for joining in and sharing with us the outlook on individual stocks as well as some technical trends. With that, it's a wrap on Market Fatafat. Thanks for watching.